Go live here. There it goes. We are live. What's up, everybody? We're in here. We're getting it going. We're going to get in and out and on our way to the weekend. What's up? So we're in our last day of our third week of live streaming for Project Fresh. This is our company. We specialize in lifestyle coaching. A little bit of mentorship, but mostly coaching. Coaching, I think, is a great model for this. We have tons of information. We have tons of resources available at our company, but the primary focus is our fresh model. That's lifestyle coaching in fitness and finances, recreation and relationships, education in these areas, sanctity, and health. That's what fresh stands for. And that's what we're all about. We have a lot of products and services available to support our clientele through the good times, the okay times, and the not so okay times. So I wanted to do a quick shout out to all my clientele who have rocked with me for what is about to be a full 7 months here in 4 days. Since the sheltered in place situation happening here in the United States, which has been a challenge for all of us in so many different ways. Just in the way that we live life, it's been crazy. Well, I don't say crazy. It's been absolutely different. I'll say that for sure. And I know everybody I talk to is hoping for getting back to how things were. We could find ourselves in this season for quite some time, though, because the development of an antivirus, I believe, from what I understand, could take anywhere from 2 to 5 years for it to be effective and get into mainstream and all that stuff. Maybe our health, our advancements in healthcare have gone so we can go faster. I haven't looked at any specifics lately, but yeah, it's just the last of what I heard. So we're going to get right into it today. We're going to be talking about perpetually starting. Start. Does anybody have a feeling of where I'm going? And if so, have you found yourself in a position of perpetually preparing to get ready to go? You build up, you get excited, you get motivated, you set up, and you stop. You build up, you get motivated, you get excited, and you stop. Or maybe, as I've learned from a few clients, you build up, you get excited, you get motivated, you start, and you get some progress, and then you stop, and then it's a year and a half, and then you're back to it, build up, you get excited, you get motivated, you start, and you have some success, and then you stop. Has anybody ever had that happen? That kind of, I like to call it the sick cycle, where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then you have some success and you feel better, and then all of a sudden you're back to being sick and tired again. And that could mean being sick of everything, not working well for you as far as your fitness and your health and your wellness, or literally sick, come down with something that you didn't catch from anybody. Your adrenal system's tapped out, your immunity is totally compromised, and there it goes. So, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Perpetually starting versus finding yourself in a position where you're locked in place. Why do you guys think that is? If anyone's got an idea to why that's the case, why we find ourselves in those situations, drop it in the comments for me. Also, I just want to do a quick recap as far as our live stream. The purpose for the live stream, and I've shared with a number of individuals who I've connected with over the week in our most recent 21-day Lean for Halloween program, where we are going a solid 21 days starting tomorrow all the way through the 31st, a little bit into November, but we'll finish at the end of that week. Solid 21 days. So we're coming in with fitness, nutrition, and accountability, plus specific goals for those who have joined us. The cutoff is officially passed a little over 2 hours ago. We're locked in with our group. Everybody's ready to go, signed up, and we have our kickoff call tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. And I believe our new clients are as well, which is exciting. We're going to get them going. We're going to have a few things for them, and we're going to make sure that they're ready to launch. And we're doing it on Saturday because you get away from your work grind, you get away from everything else you can get set up over the weekend. Also spend some time to relax and then get ready to jump in for the weekend. So that being said, that's what we're about. We've got we're going to go back to our regular 6-week programming starting in November. So stay tuned. I'll be letting you know the details for that. And it's definitely going to be exciting. And I don't mean exciting in the sense of, let's get hyped up, let's get super motivated, let's do all that nonsense, rah, rah, rah. I'm not that type. There are people out there who are like that. For me, it's let's get excited about making some lasting change. Let's allow ourselves the hope and to really feel like things are going to go ahead and change. Because what we commit to, I had one client ask me today, are you guys set up to have long-term clients? I said, yes, absolutely. We can offer upwards of a year of service on a subscription model where you can lock in, dial in, and be ready to go forward and just focus on the work day in, day out. Because the kind of change that we're talking about, the kind of change that we're encouraging, obviously that is going to only happen with the work that you do. We'll be there to support you and assist you in the process of hitting the goals, addressing the challenges and hurdles, and being that motivator, supporter, encourager, asking those hard coaching questions. I've been asking a number of those throughout this week, even with a lot of people who I may never talk to again, because that's what we're all about at this company. And we know not everyone's going to be ready to start with us. We know that not everyone is going to want to make a decision right off the bat. So be it. That's how it goes with business. I don't think there's any other business out there that's landing every single prospective client that comes in. And if they are, I need to talk to them to find out why. Unless it's they got a model going, an organic model going where people already have the awareness and everything else they need to make the decision up front, which is something we're working on too. So that's why we have our YouTube and our Facebook channel live and ready to go. So you guys can get to know us, learn more about us, ask us questions in this live format. We are literally giving this time away. And it's funny, I have Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V is he likes to go by, in my head. And it's like, we know that we're not losing anything by this because what we give in this 30 minutes, most people won't use sometimes, maybe most of the time. So we're not really losing anything here. We have really actually nothing to lose in doing this live stream. And so that's why we're not too worried about doing it on a regular basis, because eventually we're going to start to connect with the people who relate with us. We relate with them. We build that relationship. They may not have the resources or the time initially, but they definitely want to get started and going with us. I had a client or a prospective client today who seemed pretty ready to go, but wouldn't be able to start with us tomorrow. So I said, hey, we'll just have to connect with you at a future time for our next program. So, it is what it is. We're in this for the long haul. The lifestyle is for life, right? Long term. So perpetual starting. Why do we set up ourselves to start and then stop and then start again and then stop and never find a goal? A lot of times, I don't think it's for those who are ready to go. They get into the exercise, they get into the eating well, and they have results, and they see the transformation, let's say in 12 weeks, and everything is good to go. Everything is excellent and set up well and nice. I don't think there's any issues there. I think it's for those who are dealing with something more than just fitting it into their schedule, because it's very simple. I was telling a few people today how simple it is to add a transformation program into your life and do the work and see the results. That part is actually very simple. And it can be done with the following. Find a fitness plan. There's a lot online. There's so much fitness plans out there. You could do all the research, read everything online, and somehow pretty much simply formulate. You could go and find people like Macy Arias. She used to go by Manco Fit when she started. She's huge. What is her name? Oh, shoot. I see her face and I'm not remembering. Another lady that's helped over 1 million women. Boss Girl, Boss Fit. something like that. That's another popular one out there. What's that? Girl Boss. I think that's what it is. Yeah, she's had insane success. Simeon or Simeon Panda out of the UK, a extremely huge brother who works out really hard. He's got free videos online for very simple lifts where you can take 10, 15, 20 pounds, progressively load, build up. There's a lot of free fitness out there, and the nutrition plans, forget it. You can find nutrition anywhere, calculators, apps. I mean, it's insane. The reason why people do business with us is the accountability. And as one of my clients said earlier this week, you also get a friendly human on the other side, video, phone, whatever it may be. We are actually physically going to be working with you through the process. We have 3 different one-on-one meetings, typically in all of our programming. If you step it up as far as our more advanced programs, and you're most likely, especially our top tier program, you're going to literally be working with us one-on-one through the entire process of the programming. And those who move up our client ladder for more service will be the ones that I'll be spending more time with, because they've made a commitment to themselves that they truly want to see a difference. And that doesn't necessarily have to be 5 figures investment. We're not asking for $10,000+ to do that. We have some pretty competitive value in our programming that I think is in some cases unheard of, especially if you just do a typical trainer. I mean, I'm here in the Bay Area, so prices are probably going to be higher than the standard across the United States, or what would be average. But at the end of the day, it's about what we offer, what we're looking to assist you with in the process. And we're more interested in your success and your goals than anything else. And I think that's one thing that really helps us in helping our clients, or assisting our clients in being successful. So why do we start, but never finish? Why does that happen? Any takers? Anybody want to drop a comment in the comments, and answer for that in the comments, and let me know? I was just sneaking over to the side here really quick because the Lakers could potentially get their 17th title this evening, which is really exciting. I mess with my wife about basketball. She's a Warriors fan. I'm just messing with her. Okay. Anyway.
Loud and proud.
Not my team. Anyway, I'm here in Warriors country, so they're all over the place. They got some time to go before they. Just kidding. Anyway, no, I'm actually not kidding. So, anyway, let's get back to fitness, nutrition, and all the good stuff, right? So, let's see here. Oh, good. That'll be a good email. So, with that being said, why do we start, but find ourselves not in a position to finish? What is it that's getting in the way? And I was getting to the idea that whatever it is we're working with up here is preventing what is taking place down here. What's up top leads the rest of the body. There's a reason why it's on top. I think that's maybe oversimplifying it, but by design, our mind was built, or was designed to take care of the rest of the body. And it's interesting, one thing that I think about often is, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. What we think translates to and definitely influences how we feel, which definitely impacts our actions. And of course, our actions come up with our results. So, and with that being said, I think this is where we're in a perpetual position of starting all the time. What is your thought life like? What, especially in regards to moving forward? And I'm not saying that if you're overweight it's bad, or if you're underweight it's bad, or whatever it is. Like, when we talk about health, we're talking about what is the body composition, because that's directly correlated to what potential inflammation or diseases or heart conditions, etc., which are clinically proven, you could be facing in the future, which are most times, in most cases, at least 33% of the time, preventable. Okay, so there is consideration there. What is your blood panel coming back? Are you hitting within those recommendations based on what the doc says, your cholesterol, your triglycerides, your free fats, your testosterone, those kinds of things. Are you hitting those ranges that are recommended for you? Maybe if you want to even get further into it, your iron, those kinds of things. Um, your ability to move around and be able to run a mile if necessary. More times than not, in the convenience of our life these days, most times we can get by without having to run a mile. But what if, circumstances come where an emergency takes place, or there's a requirement that you gotta move, and you gotta move at a decent pace, for whatever reason. I mean, things like 9/11 or Las Vegas, something more recent, don't happen on a regular basis, but you never know where you might find yourself in a situation, or grabbing a child from a car, just those kinds of things. And it's interesting too, because I had a call yesterday with a gentleman down in Los Angeles, I believe, and he was telling me about his progress. I believe he was doing HIIT training, and he was telling me how with his training, he got stronger and stronger and stronger. And he said that there was a window that he had where he works that was up and kind of in an awkward space. And so anytime he'd have to open it, it'd be kind of hard to open it. And he said with his core getting stronger, he was able to use his torso to help him maneuver the window. And he's like, man, that was really easy in comparison to before I trained. And it's even just those little simple things in life where it's like, well, that was really nice. That was really convenient. Man, I feel, good. I think those are things that are worth celebrating and saying those are valuable, because at the end of the day, we're looking to address the quality of life. And hopefully, like we know, if we have you guys walk 30 minutes a day, every day, and make that a regular practice, get up a hill if you have hills in your area. So incline. Maybe you have a treadmill at home, or maybe you're in a place in the country where gyms are open, and you can walk those 30 minutes. Not necessarily high impact. You don't have to do HIIT or anything like this. We call it LISS, low impact steady state training, or mid impact steady state training. So MISS doesn't require a lot of impact, but you can get some serious results. I challenged myself to, I think it was 6 weeks of walking a treadmill, and every week adding 10 minutes. So I started, was it 6, or was it, let's see, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, 6 weeks. So every week, 5 days a week, I was on a treadmill starting 30 minutes. And by week 6, I was doing an hour on an incline. So I was on a treadmill for an hour, or a stair climber. I think I got to 45 minutes, which was just miserable, because being on a machine for that long for me is just awful. But man, it really provided some great results. And the impact was significantly less than doing HIIT training for 6 weeks straight, which I've done several HIIT training programs, literally every day, 5 or 6 days a week, just, gut busting, burpee, like insanity, you name it. I mean, I've done both, and the lower impact stuff is definitely a lot better. But getting back to my point, we want to provide a situation that's going to challenge you. It's not going to take you out of the game, and it's going to provide that quality of life. And hopefully with that quality, God willing, we also start to get you some longevity going too. Start to navigate around some of those areas that may very well be preventable. That's our ultimate goal. We're on the preventative side of health, and we're hoping that with what we're not hoping, we are actively pursuing the process of assisting more and more people on a regular basis to help them stay on the preventative side, the proactive side, because you're going to pay a lot less over here on the preventative side than you are on the reactive side. And I think we all know that quite well, because healthcare costs are just insane. And just a simple visit, like most people I talk to, avoid the emergency, right? Or wait, no, urgent care I think is more expensive than emergency. Like they try to go to see a doctor and set up an appointment because they know the cost of urgent care, right? Getting you in there faster is going to require some more to jump ahead of the line, so to speak. Um, those bills are not cheap. I mean, on the order, simply, probably easily starting off four-figure bills, if not more, depending on what you got to deal with. So healthcare is not a cheap thing at all, but fitness and eating well and potentially hiring a coach is significantly less. One trip to the hospital could be the same or 10 times more than a whole year's service with the coach doing fitness and nutrition. I mean, I see that day in, day out, no problem. And I've seen both bills, and yeah, I'll just say I've seen both bills. So just some perspective, and the numbers unfortunately are against us right now. Like I said, at least 33% of what we deal with is preventable, and that's deaths. Those are deaths, active people passing away every day. 33% from preventable situations. Even some of the pre-existing conditions that make us more susceptible to the to the COVID-19 virus family could be mitigated if there was better nutrition, fitness, and other proactive health measures in those individuals' lives. Think about that for a second. You could be less likely to contract COVID-19 or other viruses if you were addressing your health. That's kind of scary, I would say. At least for me, I don't know if it'd be the same for you guys, but just stuff like that, very, very preventable. Now, I'm not saying it's going to prevent you from not getting coronavirus at all. But we definitely can make an effort to really fortify our immunity in the process of doing that. Vitamin D3. If you guys are not taking vitamin D3 on a regular basis, especially my darker skin brothers and sisters, whatever background you may come from, darker skin being that you have more melanin. That means we have the ability for us to take sunlight and translate it in the body to vitamin D. That process is less efficient the darker you are. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. We need more vitamin D3. You can get a bottle at Costco or another store, pop a couple of those, immunity and bone health. I'm telling you, it really makes a difference. And I have it every single day. Vitamin D3, it really is a major blessing to have that. You can get it in a multivitamin as well, as far as recommended. I believe it's measured in IUs a day. You can get it in a multivitamin, or you can get it separate. One of the servings is more than enough for the day, but it really makes a difference in your immunity. Simple stuff like that. And I think I've even seen a few articles related to COVID-19 that directly are talking about taking a vitamin D3 as a preventative measure to reduce the chances of contracting the virus. So my piece and tip to you for the day: adequate water. Here's another one. Let's say I weigh 200 pounds. I would divide that number by 2. That's 100. And that's roughly the amount of water that you need to be drinking every day. I'm going to do so right now. Now, if that 100 ounces leaves you feeling like you're swimming, then you might want to reduce it. I got a lot of people that tell me, man, I just hate getting up every so often to go to the bathroom. Well, that's actually a good thing. I know it might be a slight discomfort or annoying. If you do it long enough, your body will get used to it, especially if you're exercising. That's important. The reason why getting up on a frequent basis is important because the science says that right now we need to get up about every 51 minutes or so. So we could just round to a nice 50. It is actually detrimental after that 50-minute mark, where if you're sitting for that period of time, your hip flexors start to become tight, your glutes become deactivated, and you start to have problems. So the hip flexors are very important because they're the only muscle group that connects the lower body to the upper body, and for specific reasons. Some professionals call them the fight or flight muscle. So if you fight, that requires you bringing your knees up or kicking, which takes the hip flexor, really assists in that process. Or if you curl up into a flight position, fetal position, the knees contracting into the core protects the vitals, which also is a hip flexor function, okay? The flexion of the hips. So in that protective position. So if you're sitting on a regular basis. Those hip flexors, if you put your fingers right into your hip flexors or in your hips, you might feel some tension in there if you know exactly where they are. Okay. If you're stretching your hip flexors, they won't be too tight, but you'll know. And just look up hip flexor stretch. Let's see if I can find. I don't know that I have anything. Let's see if I have anything in my videos that would cover that. Might have a cool down. I can even drop this for you guys right now. Let's see. Total body warm up or body pressure fish. You have no access to equipment. Why am I not losing weight? Let's see. Do I have anything on here as far as... No, I don't have anything at the moment. I'll see if I'll go ahead and add some hip flexor stretch to the mix in the future and drop it for you guys. But you can easily Google that. Very simple. And for example, that is a key stretch that you could use to keep those hips functional, viable, and ready to perform when you need them to perform. Very, very, very important. So I've dropped, I believe, 3 different pieces now. And ultimately, it's a matter of committing to your goals, deciding what it is that you're going to commit to. So decide first, rather, excuse me. Decide, then commit. And as you commit over time, you'll start to see the success. Those who are absolutely persistent, no matter what, and build that team of support around them, their goals are going to come. It's just a matter of time. It's just the way it goes. I wish I could give you some more insight on that, but every time in my life that I've put my mind to something and I've continued to pursue it, no matter what, give it everything I got, I would see success. For example, I went to Northwestern for civil engineering. My idea initially was that I would come out building houses because I didn't quite understand civil engineering at the time that I went in. I loved math. I loved science. I loved how things come together. I tore my parents' telephone apart at the age of like maybe 5 or 6. They'll tell that story day in and day out. So I was a kid that always wanted to know how things worked, how things come apart, and then kind of put them back, maybe put them back together. I just wanted to know what was on the inside. I don't know that I put too much stuff back together, but that translated to going to school for engineering. And I didn't really take it seriously because in high school, I was able to get away with, I guess, my smarts, if you will, or maybe it was just I was able to do enough quickly enough that I didn't have to study a whole lot. There was a couple classes my senior year where that became more apparent. But the leap from high school up to a top 10 or top 12 school with a very aggressive engineering program totally kicked my butt, and I wasn't ready for it, nor was I being serious about it. And I found myself on academic probation pretty quickly, and it took me a long time to get off of it and to readjust. And my sophomore year, I remember calling my parents and literally breaking down, crying, saying, "What am I doing? Why am I doing this? I absolutely hate this." And they're like, "Well, you got to decide what you're going to do." And I got myself off campus, wrote down all the pros and cons of whether I should stay or go, transfer, what should I do? And I ultimately decided it was time for me to stay. And that's when things shifted for me. I got my rear end gear. I started going to professor office hours. I was going to group studies, working with friends, doing whatever it took to get myself out of that hole. And it wasn't easy. It took me over a year to get my rhythm back, and I even struggled in my junior and senior year at times, but I got that degree. I was able to get that civil engineering degree, a very expensive civil engineering degree that I no longer use now. But what's most important about it was it taught me the lesson of hard work and taking things seriously, diving in, getting after it, and making my goals a reality. Because sometimes you're not going to find anybody who's dedicated to your success. But when you do find those people, and they truly, genuinely are serious about assisting you and being there with you, being on your side in that process, and can bring you out of this perpetual starting situation, and it's what you want to do, jump all over that. Okay. And just remember, you're the one that's responsible for you. And I think that's all I got. I'm going to get back to watching this with my wife. This is the end of our 3rd week. It's been really an interesting and fun and challenging week. I'm glad that I had the week that I did. I hope you guys are in the same boat. Remember that we have our raffles. I'll be showing you guys our awesome pumpkin spice latte coming up here soon. It is a fully flushed out vitamin and mineral supplement that is just, it's great. It's great all around. It's got the right amount of protein in it, no preservatives, no unnecessary sugars or other crap in there. I just shared it with my client. She got some for herself and her son. Got another client who's on the sample pack for it right now, getting ready to line up and get some for herself, I believe. And so it's a really nice resource. I can't even tell you the number of hundreds of thousands of pounds this particular product has assisted thousands of people, tens and probably even more thousands of people with losing weight, crushing the cravings, and just absolutely setting them up for success. And that's going to be a part of our medium package. Our small package is a 30-minute one-on-one session with me, free. And that's where we're going to look at goals. We're going to look at hurdles and obstacles that are preventing you from getting in the way, whether it's outside obstacles, challenges, or inside obstacle challenges. And then our large package, our 6-week transformation program, is going to be given to you guys for free. That is a $1,500 value for that program. And we are going to be getting it into someone's hands for absolutely, absolutely free once you win the raffle. And we're excited about it. We are absolutely excited about it. For Thanksgiving, we're probably going to do something a little bit different, and I can't wait to announce that, but I'll wait until we get a little bit closer. And Thanksgiving and what would I want to say? Thanksgiving in November is more what I want to get to. So there's been a couple of you here with me through this whole time. I'm about to jump off, but I appreciate you guys being here. Please let us know exactly what it is you're looking to achieve, why you keep coming back, why you're a part of this, what is it that you desire most in life right now, and we'll connect with you and have that conversation. Hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care. This is Ryan Sanders, Coach Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh, signing out for the week. Take care.